The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Laughing
at
birds.
Welcome.
Gonna steal a minute of your time. Before I start this video, get my plugs
The
in,
following
man.
program is intended for mature audiences.
UKNJ Project live review Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m.
You
British
remind me a lot
time.
of my mother.
Really?
Yeah. She wasn't a good listener, and she never knew when to shut the fuck up.
Come on, man.
UK NJ Project.
What do you want to do?
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's time I retired the coat.
Set a
You
tone.
just need a break. We're all feeling it this year.
I've lost my influence.
You're an icon. People
Come on,
love
man.
you.
I'm a silly fat man in a red suit. I mean, you think it's cute, but this is what people actually think of me. Christmas is a farce. I'm a joke. There hasn't been any real spirit of the season anymore. Not for years.
Let's just get a few days out on this. That will give you a better perspective.
this week's feature, Fat Man.
That's it, man. You know what? I'll just leave it right there, dude. How about that? You can listen to the rest of that on my YouTube channel. You can find my podcast, Laughing at Birds, every Saturday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check your local listings, motherfuckers. Spotify, iTunes, Anchor.fm. I mentioned the other show already, myself, BCHQ, reactor motivational speaker from England. Listen, I just did Sludge Factory from Alice in Chains, right? We all know this. There's a gang of their music on my channel right now, from recommendations from people and all that. In the conversation, it came up about the history of the band, things that happened, interviews that may have taken place or not have taken place because douchebags in the industry just take advantage of whoever the fuck they need to take advantage of to get a dollar. It's disgusting, man. But somebody in the comments had mentioned an interview. If I can click on the right tab, that would be fantastic. That he did where he was talking about how the media, basically all they wanted to do was talk about his drug use. And listen to me, dude. Take a look at me, right? Take a good look at me real quick. I know you're only seeing me through a screen. We don't know each other. I don't look all right. You understand? I'm making it, but I don't look okay. If every time somebody talked to me, all they did was point out how bad I look and when am I gonna drop dead and this, that, and the other thing, I wouldn't want to talk to that many people either, which is I'm kind of happy that they canceled Christmas. Oh, I fucked that up. That was a good line and I fucked it up. I missed the food, but I'll tell you the truth, dude. I'm rather excited that I didn't have to go through the guillotine of, hey, you look good. He's alive. He's alive. Can you believe this shit? Another fucking year. Another year. Still didn't take him out yet. Unbelievable. Let me stop playing around, dude. I asked for the audio of this because it really pisses me off. It really pisses me off that people in positions like this, you have a responsibility, dude. If you own a radio station, if you own a magazine, if you write, whatever it is, when I get up on this microphone, dude, I got a responsibility, you understand? And that is to try to elevate everything that I come in contact with. That should be your job, not to shit on it and push it down and make it seem that it's worth less than it actually is. But I have not heard any of this, but I wanted to hear this shit directly out of his mouth, so I'm gonna listen to this entire interview, let's call it, and let's see what he's got to say.
The party is just out of the blue. I didn't think he was the coolest guy in the world or anything. He had no family in the area, so he's kind of struggling, didn't have any money or a place to stay or anything. And me being completely drunk, just offered this total stranger a place to stay and clothes and food.
All right, you know what? I gotta stop it immediately. This bites the two parts of my personality, because on one hand I've been that guy that come over, I'll feed you, I'll give you something to drink, you need a fucking shirt, you need a warm place to sleep. I've been that guy, and I've also been the guy on the other end of that with no place to fucking go, crashing on people's couches and shit. But it's sad. It's sad that you get spit in your face if you try to help people now, seems like, right? But there's not a lot of people left that would do that. I can tell you that my charity days are long gone, dude. People took advantage, and that's the end of that. But I mean,
food and musical instruments, and the next, I think 2 days later, he moved his stuff up into the rehearsal room that I was working to, and he got himself a little 4-track and kind of started out there. Nice. Writing and jamming with some people. He was playing with some guys that I thought just weren't up to par with the music he was writing. And I remember meeting Mike and Sean, prior to that. Mike Starr, by the way, was wearing a bathrobe, cowboy boots, and a cowboy hat on a Honda motorcycle. So I just, I don't know why, but
awesome.
Those two guys popped into mind. It was about 2 years later when the whole thing with Jerry was happening.
That's the kind of people you need, I think. To make a band happen, you need wild personalities that'll wear a bathrobe and some cowboy boots, dude, just because. That guy gets the party started.
And, I remember that they were really cocky and overly confident, and I said, why don't you give these guys a try, It clicked right away, and so we kind of did a trade-off thing. Jerry played guitar in my band, and I sang for his band. And
I got it. I think I got it. So he's saying these dudes that this guy was playing with were trash, right? Like, they're okay, but you're not really suited with them. How about you go over here and do this, because we need vocals, and I'll go over there, whatever the fuck. I know what's going on.
Wasn't working. The guys wanted a commitment, so they auditioned singers, and that pissed me off, so I quit my band and joined this one.
Well, that's one way to get you to do it, dude, right? Like, bro, please. What, you think you're just gonna show up here and just gonna run shit? Guy, who the fuck are you? Next. And he went, oh, really? Oh, really? Is that how we're gonna do this shit right here? We'll see about that. I'll be back, motherfucker. Is it easy or difficult for you to write songs?
Super easy, but it doesn't come easily if I sit down and try and write.
Oh, yeah, the
but
ideas
if I
never
go to
do.
the studio when the music's done, and I just have the producers set up a microphone in the engineering room and set up an open track and show me what buttons to push to record.
Wait, so that's fucking sick, dude. They would do the recording of the instruments first, and then he would lay the lyrics to that's awesome.
I go in, I go in the engineering room myself, going alone, and just kind of
vibe, yeah.
Toy around with the song for a few minutes and figure out a melody line. And once I figured that out, I just pick something out of my head, the first thing that pops in, and then
that's
I write a verse and a chorus, and I'll record those.
Dude, that's so crazy. I have a habit. You could say what I do is trash. Absolutely. You're like, oh, you just throw sound effects together, right? Like, cool, whatever. That's what you think. I don't. I think I put shit together that sounds cool. My point is this, dude. Is you know. God damn it. I was about to make a great point, and I had to shit on myself, and now wiping myself up. I lost what the hell I was going to say. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting how some people could just do that. Right, like people tell me I put things together that sound like they don't belong together, right? You know, movie clips and shit. To try to make things funny is all about timing, but you know, writing music, pretty much the same thing. He just has to do it in a different. He's doing it in a different tone than what I'm doing it. We're just getting to different emotion. We're doing the same shit, except when he does it, it's a lot cooler than when I do it.
And have the band come in and listen to him. If they like the direction I'm going, then I do the rest of it.
I wanna know what happens if they don't like it, or did they ever come in and go, all right, dude, you know what? I like the idea of where you're going with the melody, but the lyrics don't work. Or the lyrics work, but you need to change. You need to be higher pitch here. Do they do that?
That was...
What kind of experience was it for you to do the Mad Season project? That's the shit that sounds completely different than anything that he did in Alice in Chains. I know that because I was surprised, having listened to it. You know, you wouldn't think it was the same. You wouldn't think it was the same dude. If you didn't know better, you would think it was a different guy. But I appreciate that because it shows that he can move around in the pocket a little bit, if you will. You know, he's not a one-trick pony. Even though people will say, I think people can criticize this dude, and if you're a fan of his, you can disagree with this if you want. But people can criticize this dude, try to be like, well, his voice is. He's a little bit of a one-trick pony. He kind of does the same shit. But when he went into this band and did records like this, he hit a different level to his voice, if that makes any sense. I'm not a rocker. I'm not a singer, clearly and obviously. But he could have stayed just doing that rock sound. But I've heard other tracks. Well, you see him on the channel. Some of them have a bit of a country vibe to it. The like old school rock and blues is in there, dude. A lot of influences to shit. So I don't think that criticism is really fair. People that say that, I don't think have actually taken the time to listen to the records, whether you enjoy them or not. If you're a fan of music, generally speaking, I think you can appreciate what this dude brought to the microphone from a lyrical standpoint and a vocal standpoint. And I'm not saying any of this just to get people to click the fucking like button on this video. That's not what this is about, dude. If you know anything about this channel, then you know that I give you my honest opinion, and I am not in the business of kissing anybody's ass. Dead or alive, doesn't matter. I hold artists up to a very high standard on this channel, but give them credit where they deserve it too. I'm not an asshole.
That kind of experience was the most nerve-wracking, scariest experience in my life. We decided to do a show, Barrett and Mike and Baker and myself, and Mike came over to my house, and I was in bed, and he came in and woke me up and said, "You want to play a show in 3 days with these guys?" And I said, "Yeah, sure."
That's how you do it.
Practice, and he said, "Well, we'll practice the night before."
I mean,
so we went down and we came up with...
Is there any other time to do it? Is there... Hey, do you wanna go on tour in 3 days, or whatever he said, do a show in 3 days? The only correct response to when are we gonna practice is, of course, the night before. What do you think this is? I think, as crazy as that sounds to some people, I think there are a lot of... See, comedians are like this in a way, I think, where they need that pressure to be in front of the crowd. This is the same thing, except they already know the crowd is gonna be there. Now I have to tune my shit up, but I can't do that unless I have the fire underneath me, because if I don't have it to push me in right this second, they gotta stay interested, right? 'Cause they must get bored very easily, which is probably why they keep that pressure there. Keeps them alive, makes them interested, keeps them interested rather. That's what I meant to say.
2 or 3 songs, which the next day nobody remembered a riff or a lyric or anything. So what we did is we
go in
got
the
on
studio
stage
and drop it, dude.
They played music, they made up music and threw these riffs together, and they all stared at me and waited for something to come flying out of my mouth. And, in front of all those people, it was, I wasn't sure if I was gonna run as fast as I could off the stage and out the door, or if I was gonna stand there and try and do it. And
bro, he did that concert the way I do every bit of my content. I come in here, I sit in this chair, I can't take more than 2 seconds to think about the fact that I'm about to hit that record button, and I just have to put myself in the spot and go. Because if I don't, I'm gonna melt down and I'm gonna have anxiety, and it's gonna be too much. I can't get on that camera, I can't talk in this microphone. But he was like, oh shit, dude, this is it. What am I gonna do? That's like the ultimate make you or break you moment. Can you imagine, dude? Can you imagine being up on fucking stage, dude, with a bunch of guys that you kind of know, right? You practice, you must be thinking to yourself, how the hell are we gonna pull this off? I don't know their shit. They don't know what I'm doing. What are we gonna do? And they just start playing music. You really, 2 things have to be happening for this to go down, honestly. Well, a whole lot of carelessness, obviously. But I mean, in all seriousness, though, you really have to, 1, just love what you do, and 2, really trust this guy. Because we know you got the pipes, dude. We'll give you the melody. All you gotta do is build us the bridge to get us there. That's it. And the whole crowd just staring at you like, what's this gonna be? They probably had no idea that's what was going on. They probably figured like, oh, this is amazing how it all just seems like it's thrown together. Meanwhile, absolutely, that's what it is, dude. Nobody has any plans at all of what's going on. Those are probably the best shows, and they probably happen more often than not, dude. I like to know that they're enjoying themselves, having a good time. Does it have to absolutely be this set list of this songs on this rotation in I don't know, Sayreville? In Sayreville, we're gonna do the first 5 tracks of the album, and then when we go out to Red Bank, we'll do the second half of it. Like, that's stupid, dude. It's predictable. Yeah.
I stayed there and I spit something out that fit with the music. And
nuts.
So we played like 4 Sundays in a row, and each time we played, we played a couple more songs, and pretty soon we had enough music to do a record. I know I should just play it. Because I'm asking a question the man can't answer me. He's not here, which aggravates me to no end, because these people, dude, so many questions, so many good questions you could have asked instead of the same stale ones over and over and over and over again. Damn it. But do you think they saved? How did you guys keep track? Did you keep track at all? Were you just riffing every time you played? Was there anything that you guys did and then looked at each other at the end of it and went, yeah, that could be an album cut. Who's gonna remember? I don't know. I hope Tony's recording it, because if he's not, we're all fucked, right? Satisfied with the Mad Season record than any other recordings I'd done. I wasn't burned out on any of the songs, so that's the way we kind of chose to do the Alice record.
That's awesome. That sounds
We've
surreal.
matured a lot.
How has the band changed over the last few years? Like, okay, these are okay questions, but how has the band changed over the last few years? What? 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 What is that? What does that even mean? What does that even mean, dude? What does that even mean? How about you ask him? How about you ask him? Even though it's a cornball question, if you want to start here, like, who were the biggest influences do you think in the scene right now outside of your band? Who are some of the biggest influences on the scene right now, in your opinion? Why not ask the man that? Get him on something he could be interested in, maybe. And you will get him to open up a little bit. Maybe we can all learn something. And the fucking idiots, dude.
Musically, and you know, as people.
Of course, as you do.
Back then we were kind of like a gang, you know, all for one and one for all, and you know, one for the group, and we were still kind of searching around for what
aggravates
what
me.
our niche was. You know, we had a good idea, but it wasn't really set in stone yet. And I think now, with this record, you know, it was basically there wasn't really much worry as far as can we make a good record. There was more worry as far as, you know, with all that we've been through personally and business-wise.
Are you gonna make it?
And press-wise.
Yeah, see that? See that? See that right there? You see what he just said right there? Dude, bring it back one more time, please.
More worried as far as, you know, with all that we've been through personally and business-wise and press-wise.
Right there, right there.
Can we make a record that we're happy with? And we went in with that attitude, and I think we had fun every day that we...
Of course they can make a fucking record that they're happy with. What kind of asshole question is that? What kind of asshole question is that? The better question you should have been asking is, when can I buy the fucking record? How about that? When you going on tour, my man? What the fuck else do we got going on here? Who do we need to fire to write better questions? These are the things. Fuck.
You know, that we jammed and recorded. It really brought us closer together as, you know, as people and friends again.
Yeah.
I know that,
How do the members of the band get along at this point? How about it's not your business? It ain't your business how they're getting along. It ain't your business how they're getting along. Do you hear the records? Do you play the fucking records? And shut the fuck up then. That's all you need to care about. That's all you need to care about. Don't worry about nothing else. We'll figure it out. We're adults. We do it on our goddamn own. You worry about buying the fucking record. That's what you need to do. Unoriginal, uninspiring cunts. Excuse my fucking language. I apologize, but they like, honestly though, dude. I mean, I'm trying to be open-minded about this, but it really bothers me, dude, that I see this all the time. My favorite rappers too, dude. They interviewed DMX after I don't know how many fucking years. You know what they ask him? Where did you record the third album? And then there was X, bro. I don't give a fuck where he recorded it. I don't care where the man recorded it at, dude. Ask him anything else. Anything else. Ask him anything else, dude. I don't know what. Honestly, I don't know what. I would have to sit down, honestly, think of some questions, but I mean, come on, bro. I don't want to talk about shit I don't want to talk about old records. I don't want to talk about people you used to be friends with. Let's talk about some shit that's going on right now. Let's talk about something interesting. What are you into? What's going on? Let's talk about that. I mean, isn't that what you would want to hear too? I know when I put on my favorite people, that's what I want to hear, dude. I mean, I don't want to know. I know everything. I'm already up on what you have going on. I promise you, dude. You don't make a move without me knowing about it. Like, as far as music is being released and shit. So I don't. Oh man, you sound like such a creep too when you say it like that. But
that the guys in this band would do anything for me, and I'd do the same for them. I know that I can trust them, and I think now they know that they can trust me. We've laid everything on the table, and no matter what we're doing, no matter what is accepted, you know, between the four of us, we just kind of decided that, you know, we've all grown into our individual lives, and
As you
sometimes
do.
things we do don't agree with the other's individual life.
See,
but what
see.
we do now is we leave that at home and we accept it and concentrate on working.
See, sometimes this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. I hate to make this comparison, but it's the only one I can think of, and it's one that's relevant to my life. This is like when you know somebody that's in an abusive relationship, and you try to get them out of it. You try to offer them help, and they say they want help. They're running over all the times of the night, dude. You know, help me, save me. You try to you pull them out, you get them out of town, you know, whatever it is, and then they go running right back. Eventually, it to just be like, all right, dude, you know what? If we're gonna even try to be on this level, dude, you gotta, and I know it's an ugly thing to compare it to, but, you know, the abuse or drug abuse, whatever it is, like I had friends that were, I'm not above anybody, dude. You know, I try to be a good person to everybody unless you give me a reason not to be, right? And I'm not good every single day, but, you know, we all try, whatever. I had friends that, you know, did heavy fucking drugs, bro. I know a dude, Jack Daniels, that's his nickname, not his real name, who used to do heroin all the time, man. I didn't know much about it, but I had to, let me, I know you're here for the interview and not for a story here, but I mean, whatever. This is the hybrid, this is what you gotta do when you're trying to make YouTube content, and it's gonna be super long, but you know, it is what it is, whatever. Dude, in a similar situation like he was talking about earlier, you know, this kid was in a bad spot. I knew his sister, met him, you know, good kid, whatever. He's hanging out for a while, needed a place to stay, so I told him to crash on my fucking futon in the living room with me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. We'll figure it out. I'll help you get your shit together, whatever it is. He's sick first couple of days. I don't, you know, obviously you don't really think anything of it, right? Time goes by. You know, here we are a week later, still sick, and then as I start to get suspicious, he gets better, right? Couple of days later, back to fucking, like, you got the flu again, and I'm like, dude, alright, look, I'm not the smartest guy in the fucking world, but obviously something ain't adding up here. That, you know, it ain't going from 60 to 30 overnight. You know, what's going on? He's like, alright, dude, well, you know, he basically broke it down for me that he was fucking using. We came to the agreement, dude, that, like, look, you're gonna do what you gotta do. I only ask you that you don't bring it in here and don't do it around me. I don't care where you go to do it, and maybe this is wrong. Maybe it was wrong of me to say that. I don't know if I should have looked out for him, but I mean, forget the fact that it's fucking illegal. Now I'm just thinking about, you know, well, we're already way past that at this point. This is years ago anyway. And he's alive, so everybody made it. I think he's sober now. I hope. Whatever. But anyway, I told him, dude, like, do what you gotta do. Just don't do it around me, and we'll be fine. I'm still gonna try to help you, whatever. I mean, he didn't fuck me over. He left before, I guess, he got that bad. I mean, I'm sure he knew his own patterns, whatever. I don't want to put words in his mouth or try to make him feel bad or anything, or try to say that he was gonna do some foul shit if he wasn't. But it's the nature of the beast, man. Sorry, I got into that. Why did you stop doing interviews for a long time? This is the money shot. This is what everybody came for.
Kind of got stupid. It was like, instead of finding out something new about the band that the last journalist didn't find out, it was more like, how can I reword
The
what the
last
last guy wrote,
question.
so it sounds like an even harsher attack, but it's written more eloquently. Everyone.
Bro, hold on. I know. I'm sorry. I'm pausing it. Every cocksucking article in plain English, bro, that I read, they all do the same thing. What do? They all have the same 3 paragraphs of information, and they break it up and they word everything differently in every article, so you have to skim through it and get to the end before you realize you just read the same thing 4 times over from 8 different newspapers, and we don't know anything more than we did when we started this fucking thing. Why do I do this? Why do I do this? That's what I would be asking myself. Why do I need you again? Why do I need you again? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. After we go to the studio, right, and we put the record together, when we put it on the shelf, does it not fucking fly? Does it not fly? I think it does. So why am I talking to you again? You don't really benefit us all that much, do you? You're really just aggravating me at this point.
When I was getting interviewed by, and the other guys that were searching for a snazzy way to write an insult, you know, and disguise it.
Motherfuckers.
I was just tired of it. Nobody wanted to know about the music. They wanted to know, are you getting fucked up?
Not your business.
You know, are you gay? Are you dying of
So
AIDS?
what? So what if he's... bro, I don't give a fuck if this dude... Let me... for real. I don't give a fuck if this dude with tied a fucking shoelace around his prick and was acupuncturing 20 heroin needles in the tip of his cock at once while he blows Bozo the fucking clown, dude, on a unicycle outside of a Tower Records that don't exist anywhere in the world anymore. I don't give a fuck. Does the music slam, dude? Is what I need to know. When I put this shit in my fucking tape deck, in my CD player, on my iPod, bro, is my brain gonna melt? Yes? End of the fucking story. I don't care what you do with your... That's not my business, man. You're the guy. That's all I know.
All right. That's, you know, I'm usually the last to hear that I'm dying of AIDS or whatever. AIDS, but nobody wanted to know about the music. They wanted to know, are you getting fucked up? You know, are you gay? Are you dying of AIDS? That's, you know, I'm usually the last to hear that I'm dying of AIDS or whatever it is.
Makes you feel any better? I'm gonna be late to my own funeral. I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. I had to grab a drink. So I paused this just so I can get up, grab it, and now we're going back in part 2.
Yeah, I'm aware of it, and that, you know, that could kind of...
Duh. Are you aware of the image that you have to the media and the general public?
gave me an idea of how we were getting viewed, and that makes me want to come out and let people know that, you know, we're here, we're all right.
Get
The
used
band was
to it.
having troubles, and we kind of split apart for a while. I guess people kind of, the same people who put you on the pedestal are just dying to fucking tear you down and write about it first, you know?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm stealing some of this audio and I'm gonna put it to one of the things that I do with it, but I'm gonna tell you something, dude. Motherfucker. You know what, that's what it was. It's dangerous to allow nice comments to get into your fucking head. And the reason why I say that is right away, I already hear BCHQ's voice in the back of my head going, bro, what are you talking about? That's so backwards. Because if you let the good comments get to your head, that means when they eventually flip on you and they turn it because you say something that they didn't like or they took something the wrong way, whatever it is, you allow them to tear you down too. Don't get me wrong, I had to learn this the hard way. I'm still fighting through it. When somebody says some wild shit to me on the internet of all places, like it matters, that they would never say to my face, right? I get all hopped up about it, depending on the type of day that I'm having. But I've also been guilty of allowing the good comments to get to my head and being overly excited when people say that they enjoy the podcast or listen to the show or watch the YouTube, whatever it is. Not to jump right back over to DMX again, but in an interview, I think when he was doing his 4th album, The Great Depression, he was talking about how you can't, like, it's great to have fans, and it's a beautiful thing that people love the music, but you can't allow them to build you up, because if you allow them to build you up, they will tear you back down, because those same people, just like he just said, those same people will make you feel like you're not shit just so that they can do it. Just because they can do it. They want to build you up to tear you down so that they can feel powerful. There's nothing in it for them other than the control of it. That's it. You're supposed to be around people that want to elevate you and be happy that you're elevated. And that's it. There's no catch. I want everyone to do well. Even motherfuckers I can't stand, I want them to do well. Because there's nothing good comes from people doing badly. Even if you're a piece of shit, you still deserve to try to make a way in this fucking life.
And
unless you're this dirt neck lady or one of these asshole interviewers that is too unoriginal to come up with a decent fucking question and actually do your job, that 1 million people, I guarantee you 1 million motherfuckers would have loved to have taken your place, to ask this guy anything. If they would have asked him what his favorite color was, that would have been a more in-depth question than anything any of these fucks apparently had ever asked him. I mean, honestly, what even is that, dude? You know, what's it like for your, what was it like for your family, right? When you get into a band, is it weird adjusting to fame? All the, like, I'm not gonna sit here and come up with interview questions. I really shouldn't, but it's not that hard. I'm literally riffing dumb ideas off the top of my head that are better than anything. These are grown-ups, dude, that are supposed to be. This is your profession. This is what you do for a living. How the fuck do you sleep at night? I don't feel right. If I don't come in this room every single day and make an effort. Why? It's not because I'm in here making a mint. God knows, I don't make any money off of YouTube, and I would just like to make another quick sidebar if I could. I know this is a very long run-on sentence here. I'm not in here begging anybody for fucking money, dude. I'm doing an exchange here. Content, right? You're exchanging your attention for some content, which hopefully, going through changes, getting a little worked up, my fucking situations are flaring up on me. I try to hide that shit from the videos, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I've never hid it. I'm not ashamed of it all the way. You know, we all got our things, whatever. Keep getting sidetracked here, dude. This is no good. Now I completely forgot. Good. You're like, good. Play the damn video, please. You've talked enough, man. You've talked enough.
that wasn't happening with me. You know, the guy who's supposed to fall down and be at death's bed and, I don't know, doing whatever people wanted to think I was doing, that guy was, you know, making records and getting
doing
his
what
artwork
you're supposed
into
to.
gallery shows. I was doing
Wait,
what
you were
people
doing
think
that?
I was doing. That guy was, you know, making records and getting his artwork into gallery shows. I was doing.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. That's awesome. If you go on my Instagram, shameless plug, I'm fully aware, at Laughing Birds Pod, you will see Bro, fuck off. What do you want to do? Right behind me. Right behind me. What do you want to do? You want to talk about artwork, bro? Check this out. Check this out, dude. So we know a little something about art around here. I turned my Instagram page into an art gallery of sorts because I love the idea of the arts, dude. I can't draw for shit, but I think watching somebody draw a picture is one of the fucking coolest things ever. And that was my point from before. I just remembered. I'm not in here begging for fucking money, right? I'm exchanging content for attention in hopes to eventually make some fucking money. Oh my god, I lost it again, dude. Are you kidding me? I had it and then I lost it again. Did you watch it run by? I don't know which way that it went, but it would be very helpful if it would come back, please. I got it. I don't feel right unless I come in here every day and put 100% effort into something. And it's not because I don't see a penny off of any of these videos, and I'm not bringing this up because I'm trying to make people go, oh, well, I feel bad for you, or yeah, big fucking deal, pay your dues, fag, whatever it is. I understand all that, but it's still the point that I get up and I have a purpose to come in here and get some shit done. Despite the fact that what I look like, I could sit on the couch all day and do nothing. I could sit on the couch all day and do nothing, and technically I could get by, but I'm not satisfied with that. That's not how the fuck I roll, man. You know? Trying to get in here and do some shit. Trying to turn some heads and change some opinions, maybe. Or whatever it is. Bring something into the world, bro. We're supposed to be here. You're supposed to add to your existence, bro. That's what I'm doing. Because, you know, you gotta find, not to get all like motivational and shit in the middle of a interview thing here, but I mean, on some real shit, dude, you gotta find what your thing is. You gotta find what your thing is and not get sidetracked by the bullshit, bro. He got sidetracked by the drugs, but things like this, they pushed him into that get in that fucking hole. Get in that fucking hole. What are you doing outside of the studio? Get back in that fucking hole. Nobody told you to come out. Ain't time for you to tour yet. Here, come here. I'm gonna shove this microphone in your face and ask you some more stupid fucking questions to make you regret even coming out, dude. Ridiculous. But I know I'm all over the place. You gotta find your thing, dude. He did, but he allowed the distraction to be too much for him. And I'm not trying to shit on the guy. I don't want to take away from anything that the man did. But it's important that if you look at this dude's story, you pay attention to what happened to him, you can see where he made the mistake. He left this behind so that you can see that and step over it and not fall into it the same way he has. Right? Like my thing, I could have got wrapped up in jail and bad life and all that shit, and I made some poor choices, dude, but I also made a choice to, I can go out there and I can make quick money and I can get in trouble and I can ruin my fucking life, or I can come in here, I can sit in this chair. It's gonna be a very slow build and it's gonna be a difficult grind and I'm gonna starve through a lot of it. But when it's all said and done, dude, maybe if I'm fucking lucky, I will have something and I can step back from point two and go, I did that myself. Nobody can take it from me. You can't have it back. You can't take it. I did this shit myself. You know, that's, hopefully you understand what I'm saying, dude.
Doing what people didn't expect. You know, I was working, and if people wanted interview me or talk to me, I want to tell them, you know, that's what I'm doing.
Bro, listen, the last thing I was saying before we move on to the next thing, and I inevitably pause it again to run my yap even more because, you know, that's pretty much in the job description, volunteer work and shit. I've had teachers tell me, dude, let me tell you something. You don't have any heroes in your life. You need a hero. You need a hero. If you need to fill a spot on your wall, bro, we'll get you a poster or some shit. You don't need a cat hanging on by a tree branch telling you just hold on one more day, dude. I got you. You could take a look at my mug and realize it ain't that bad. But I had a teacher in middle school pulling me and 3 other dudes off into a closet, and it wasn't to, bang us, pat us in the head, and, give us a nice surprise. None of us were handed blowjobs, unfortunately. Alright, that wasn't funny. There was a clever female pedophile joke in there, but I'm on antibiotics, I'm a little slow. You gotta forgive me this time. Maybe next time I can get you. The point is this. She pulled me and a couple other cats off to the side, and she was like, listen, man, I'm going to let you know that a life is a popularity contest, and you are not popular. You're not shit. You're never going to be shit. I want you to know that. Your whole life, you ain't never been shit, and you'll never be shit. So I don't understand why you just don't do all of us the favor right now and just be done with it all. Like that's from a fucking teacher said that. And I don't know, if I knew how to spell the kid's name, I would look him up on Facebook and I'd pull him onto this fucking channel so that he can co-sign the statement I just said, because I'm telling you, I got no reason to make it up, dude. I got no reason to make it up, dude, at all. My point is simply this, bro. And what's your point? So what, I'm not popular? You're 4 times divorced, bitch. You're going on your 4th last name, motherfucker. Who you talking to right now? Don't be mad at us because I'm fucking off in your class because science is boring. You know what? Let me not even... This ain't a message to her. This is what I want to say. Simply this, dude. You don't have to be all that people classify you as. I have an ex-girlfriend of mine, her mom, said that I would be nothing more than a gas station attendant. Was she right to a degree? Absolutely. Did I pump gas? You better fucking believe I did. But you know what, dude? I'm not only a gas station attendant, bro. I'm more than that. Right? That was just a job, a way to make money. So what? I'm a dead-end grunt worker, son of fucking immigrants, bro. Big deal. We're hard-working people, man. The point is, you don't have to be what people classify you to fucking be. It stings. Absolutely. Go on the podcast channel right now, and you can go listen to the Are You Garbage guys tear me a new asshole because our fridge was a mess and I used it for promotion. But they basically spent the whole time ripping on me, saying about how, I sound like I'm on fucking meth and everything else. And 100% I agree with that. Well, at least the comment section would agree with that. But point is, dude, like, I'm using those dudes as an example. Like, yeah, they joke and that shit hurts feelings and all that. A little bit. It only stings a little bit just because nobody wants to be, considered a fucking drug addict, even if you do fucking drugs, which I only do the ones I'm prescribed. But that ain't the point here. Is that, even if they're right to a certain degree, it doesn't mean that that's all that you have to be, dude. Right? I'm not content with being on welfare for the rest of my life, dude, or being a fucking gas station attendant. And I may never be Tim Dillon. I may never be Joe Rogan. I might never be Jim Norton or Sam Roberts. But I don't have to, dude. I don't have to be that fucking huge right away or I'm a failure. So the point is that I'm adding shit and we're building to it. And I don't allow other people's perception of me to stick me in a fucking box and tell me how to feel about me. Fuck that shit. And you shouldn't either. That's the point. And we're a long way away from Are You Aware of the image that you have to the media and to the general public. Which is, that, you know what, dude? I'm not perfect. I'm not. Speaking, on behalf of Layne here, dude. I'm not perfect. I have problems. I sing what is in my fucking heart, and my heart is broken. And so my music sounds a certain fucking way. But you know what? My broken tunes reach deaf people who get ignored by thousands who pretend to be blind and not see the injustices of the fucking world, if you want to get poetic and shit.
I'd like to win
What are some goals you have for yourself in the band?
one of the nominations we often get with this band, you know.
Bro, hold on. Not that it matters anything coming from me. Technically not even a fan of the band, but as far as I'm concerned, dude, you don't need a fucking nomination. You got the people's vote. That is the only nomination you need. Fuck the Grammys, fuck the Emmys, the Golden Globes, the MTV Astronaut, whatever else they got going on. All them things don't mean shit. Because all those people that run the Hip Hop Awards and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, those motherfuckers wouldn't know good music if it ran up and shot them in the face, dude. They wouldn't. They wouldn't know what to do with it. They only pay attention to, they look at numbers fluctuating on a paper. They have no idea what the fuck makes things good or not. So, as far as I'm concerned, dude, y'all already have whatever you need. Like, maybe at the time, the band wasn't as big as it should have been, right? Like, Tupac is another great example of that. He was nowhere near the level of fame that he is now. Unfortunately.
Kevin, I forgot the peanut butter cake.
Well, is that what that is?
Yeah, you don't have to have the frosted, but there's no, the frosted, the whipped cream has dairy. So you just don't eat that. It's pretty decent.
I'll try it.
I try to save you about freezing.
Alright, I'll try it.
Alright.
Oh, man. Yeah, you get the point. Dude, I'm all over the place, dude. My indigestion is off the charts right now, so you have to excuse me. Oh, wait, that's what it was. Alright, I know I gotta wrap this thing up and let the video go on, because we're gonna be here for 8 hours the way I'm carrying on, dude. But what do you want? This is what I feel very strongly about this, dude, which is why I asked for this in the first place. Like, this is not, I do feel very strongly about this. Like, seriously, music is a very strong, it saved my life. It has saved my life. It has made my life worth living. Is that, I could lie to you and tell you that it's something else, but it's not. Anytime that I've ever needed something to rely on, dude, music was there. Doesn't matter what genre it was, the point was that it was there, dude. So, this type of shit really, it winds me up.
I'd like to be able to walk up on stage and thank the people that I owe thanks to, and walk away with that award. That's something I'd like to do. I've written a lot of music for a project that I've been trying to get off the ground. Write and record and produce my own record and play all the instruments. And I started and
that's what's up.
Quit halfway through, and I think I'm gonna get back to that. And
that's what's up, dude. I mean, I come in here, I come up with the ideas. Most of the time, sometimes, Demos will throw a sick idea in my direction, but then he says he's not responsible for anything. He just tosses an idea out there, and it's my job to figure out how to make it work. But, I mean, when I accept help where I can get it, dude. I always appreciate getting input from other people for, is this shit funny? Is this, too far? Whatever it is, but doing everything on your own. I don't have an editing team. To cut my social media clips and tweet for me and do everything else that I do and make interludes and movie reviews and reaction. But I do everything on my own, all by myself. for the most part, other than for the thumbnail work, dude, shout out to Demos. Again, Demos9000 on Instagram if you want to see some other cool shit. But, I mean, dude, it's very overwhelming to do all this shit on your own, and I understand why people outsource it and pay other people to do it, but at the same time, there's nothing like the ability to be able to have your own say over your own project where other people's opinion doesn't put your shit to the chopping block necessarily, even sometimes unfairly maybe. But it is important to make sure, see, this is a dangerous thing because you want to make sure that you can't have people around you that will yes you to death, and you can't have people around you either that are just going to shoot down every idea that's going to be a PR nightmare at the same time. You got to find that shit that keeps you humble and honest, dude. But it is difficult. I know. Oh man, this is so long.
And finish that. And I want to write a book, which I've been working on for a long, long time, for about 5 years now.
Did that ever come out? I probably will find out at the end.
I want to put that together and make that a reality for right now.
I used to want to write a book, too. But then I realized talking is
in the
easier.
lyrics we deal.
What are the most interesting responses you've got to Alice in Chains music? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What does it even mean? What does it even mean? Do you know what the most interesting response would be to me? Your music touched me, dude. It changed my life. For once, nobody understands me. Nobody gets it. My friends, I don't know what this is, this feeling inside of me, dude. I put this record on, and somehow a stranger I've never met before, you saying things that just, it describes exactly how I feel. I don't know how you do it, like you're a magician or something, bro. I don't know. That, what else could there be? What else could there be? Picket signs? For what do you want? What do you want out of this fucking question? Is my question. What do you expect to get out of this? That's what I want to know. What does that mean? What is the most interesting response, dude? Whack is what it is. It's whack, dude. You know, you're in trouble. You're in trouble when a guy that don't know shit about shit sitting in a room somewhere in the middle of New Jersey is telling you your interview skills are not up to par, ma'am, sir.
With a lot of painful issues without getting too specific. Just kind of hitting more on feelings.
What I just say. Come on now.
We found that a lot of people approached us and they experience those same feelings and they identify with it
man.
Almost to the point of where they, are certain that song was written for them or about them.
Dude.
And sometimes, their situation is completely in
different.
another ballpark.
Yeah.
From, the situation.
Still.
That was in mine or Jerry's mind when we wrote, these.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter though. Tell me how I could put on a Styles P record, dude, where he's talking about the most gangster shit ever. I would never do in a million years, bro. But when he talks about, it's everything is in there, dude. When he's bigging himself up in his rhymes, I understand that confidence. I feel that way on some days. When he really gets into it and talks about the guilt of feeling bad for the horrible shit that he's had to do in his life. I've been there. I get that. I'm not a gangster by any means, but, I admire the spirit of that, dude. To take on the world and fuck you all. I don't care what anybody has to say. I wish somebody would try to take me on. I feel all of that. So while I'm not at all a gangster, I'm scared of jail and all that shit, dude. I'm not afraid to admit it, popped one time a retired criminal for marijuana, dude. I'm not a tough guy, but there's something in the energy, man. There's an energy to it. You know, other people have mentioned this too, like low energy frequencies, whatever it is. It's a way, like a hive-minded way that we all connect to each other, and I don't even think that we've even begun to understand what that even means on a mental level, like legitimately between all of us. Like when you go to a concert, man, and there's that energy that's in the air, bro. I don't know how to explain to you what that feeling is, where it's just like everybody is on the same shit. We're all happy. Like, dude, it's such a rare feeling to, like, you don't, I've never felt that really in many other places outside of, you know, small. You may have that connection with certain people, right? If you share intimate moments with your immediate family, like your significant other, or maybe you go to a wedding, somebody you care for is getting married, your daughter, your brother, whatever it is, you might experience it there. But outside of that, on like a larger scale, dude, it's really difficult to pinpoint what it is, but
lyrics, but that's kind of our idea, is keep them loose enough to allow others to apply it to their story, to their lives. You know, we've taken some painful feelings and pulled them out of people and made it sound beautiful and make it easier for that person to deal with.
Yeah.
With those memories or those feelings.
It does. It really does. It really does. Because when you feel like you're the only person in the world that feels that way, you can hear, and even though it's so weird because the song is basically just a frozen moment in time, right? Like that person probably isn't going through that emotion right now, but it's forever. It's there. It's like a safety blanket, dude.
What we wrote about on.
What inspired the lyrics on the album, and how are they different from Dirt? Like, okay, that might be... See, it's a half-cocked question, because it seems like a decent question. What inspired the lyrics? What do you think? What do you think inspired the lyrics? The life that I'm living, asshole. I'm not gonna sit here and write about what it feels like to be the king of France, am I? I don't know that fucking life, do I, dude? No, I know, this is what I know. I know filth and dirt and grime and pain and ugliness, dude. And wanting to get out and being covered back up by your own hands. Trying to understand why you can't breathe. That's what the fuck I know. Like, come on, dude. What are we even doing? Why am I wasting my time with you right now?
On Dirt, or what I wrote about, if those were still significant issues in my life today, I might be writing that record all over again. But
unbelievable.
You know, as with anyone's life, or you know, with
shit
time,
changes.
you just move on to other things, and you know, there other things were going on during the writing of this record.
Of course. What do you mean?
I think just the friction and the energy and the outside pecking at us to get going and get moving on this record.
Yeah, dude, leave
gave
it.
us the
Leave
inspiration.
it. Leave 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 it. Do you know what, man? Immortal Technique has been saying that the middle passage is coming for like 10 years. You know what, bro? Whenever it comes, I know it's gonna be fucking great. You know why? Because he said it's going to be. Now, I know a lot of people are going to listen to it whenever it comes out, no matter how it sounds, and go, oh, it's terrible, it didn't live up to the hype. Fuck you. Fuck you. This guy has a vision, right? He knows what he wants the album to sound like. For whatever reason, don't matter why, he's taking his time putting it out. Same thing with these dudes. They have a fucking process. You don't rush the process, man. It will come. You have to let them do it in their own time. That's what makes the album. That's what gives it its sound. You can't. if you could figure out how to speed the process up, you would synthesize it, and then you would put out a whole bunch of shitty bands. And wait, that's what you pretty much do. That's how like pop music was born, right? You took the idea and concepts from some of these original bands you probably signed, and then you fucking speed the process up, put out a half-baked dog shit product, and then now everybody dances around to all this teeny bopper shit.
To kind of lash out and in a proper way. We kept this record really close to home, really close to the time and the experiences and what we were feeling, you know. We made the record in 4 months, and I think all those songs
4 months
were just kind of a whirlwind of emotions that happened during the making of that record.
4 fucking months. It usually takes a year. Well, I mean, I'm not involved in the process when people make albums, but I would imagine it usually take a year. On the 4 Owls record, not that any of you watching this probably even know who they are. They're a rap group out of the UK. Shout out to them. They're the fucking shit. But they said, one of the dudes in the 4 Owls said, we wrote an album in 6 months. I believe this is the quote. We wrote an album in 6 months to release it. No, we wrote an album in a year. To release it took 4. So, you know what I mean? Like, it takes time. I mean, like, it's a different thing, but hopefully you see what I'm trying to get at, dude.
Record, you know. I would be singing.
How did you achieve the numerous vocal effects on the new album? Like, alright, that might be the first half-decent question that you've asked the entire time that we've done this, dude. How do you get the new effects on your vocals for the record? Something people would be interested in. How long did it take you to change, or better yet, when did you decide that you were going to go more high-pitched on this record than you would on an Alice in Chains record? When did you decide that? Was it a melody choice? Is that why you made it? Was it at a suggestion of somebody in the band? You know, what was it that made you decide that you wanted to push yourself to go further in that direction? Like,
and I would hear my voice doing something that I thought I could accomplish with some of the stuff I had at home, like my pig nose guitar amp, a crate guitar amp, Jimi Hendrix fuzz face effects, effects box.
I don't know what any of those things are, but I'm absolutely certain they are very expensive and they probably do a lot of cool shit.
And a flanger and a phase shifter, you know.
It sounds good.
Wah-wah. He used a wah-wah
and
during
official.
some of it. And just tried a lot of different guitar effects. The producer found this microphone for $15 at a pawn shop. It was this plastic, you know, a AA battery operated square mic, like the Elvis type, you know, mic.
That's awesome.
It was totally distorted, sounded like an AM radio thing, and you couldn't sing too loud in it because it just sounded like it was gonna blow. If you'd stand way back from that and hook that into the fuzz face. And
it reminds me of, I don't know if you've seen that new Halloween movie. By new, I think it came out like 4 years ago. The one that Rob Zombie remade the second time. Ain't that good. Parts of it are alright. You know what I mean? Jamie Lee Curtis. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, in the movie, there's a couple of podcaster assholes that, terrible interviewers. That, you know, that if there's one thing that movie had right, that's what I'm trying to say. These fucking idiots. They were carrying around a device where you basically talk into it. The guy from Dead Meat had it on one of his movie review things he was doing. He showed us, I think it was on the Halloween review. He said, you can't talk into it too loud because it sounds like shit. It sounds like the same tool he's talking about.
You know, take all the low end out and crank the mid range and the tone, treble, all the way up.
I know what you're talking about, kinda. I mess with it a little bit in the Audacity. I can compress things, you know, taking the equalization and moving things around, adding a little effects to it. I kinda know a little bit.
Use do some doubling effects with that, you know. I just wanted to just make it more interesting. I've kind of like denied myself doing that just because other people were doing it, and I just figured I'd wait till they weren't, and I could do it.
That's the toughest part about being in a band, right? Or really doing any type of creation at all. Everything has been done before. Everything has been done before. There's not a single original idea in the world. Somebody's thought it and done it. You just have to be able to put some type of a unique spin on it and make it yours, dude. That's all that you could do. But I understand everybody is doing this now, like auto-tune. Everybody's using it now, dude. Before, if it was only a little bit, I never cared for it anyway. But it's just the point. You can't jump on the same shit because then everybody call you a sellout. And like, oh, look at this lazy fucking junkie. Doesn't even want to actually put work in the fucking studio anymore. Trying to sound like everybody else. You know, just assholes. I know exactly, like, see, fuck them for the reason it don't even let you get a chance to mess around with your creativity. But at the same time, as a selfish fan, I would say, you know, do whatever you want. Just don't be mad at me if I'm not in love with every decision that you make. But I would support your ability and your right and want to try to mess with things.
My intention
Is this the last Alice in Chains album?
are not aimed in that direction. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we'll make another record, and if that one goes well, we'll make another one after that. You know, if we start putting out shitty records, I say, let's do something else.
Yeah.
But as long as we're putting out records that we like and other people like, you know, I see no reason to stop making records, you know.
What a shame. What a fucking shame. That really is sad, because so much missed opportunity. Honestly, it really is. It really is. That's a damn shame. I mean, this video is way longer than it probably should be, but look, I do things in my own style. I appreciate everybody who watches this in advance, right before we close this up. But, you know, I mean, look, dude, this is what it is, right? I'm going to give you an actual opinion. I don't want to come in, like, sure, Layne would be the reason why you clicked the video, but you probably already heard the interview before, right? So, aren't I supposed to add something to this, right? And at the point, still, damn, it really sucks. It really does suck. I'm gonna try to take some of this and mess around with a little bit of it, but the point, dude, you know, fuck them people. Terrible interviewers, all the bullshit that goes along with it. It really is a shame that we won't be able to have any decent answers, or better yet, decent questions, to maybe have gotten some decent answers from this guy. All we can do, I think, for what it's worth, as supporters of these artists, bands, whatever it is, don't support these magazines. Don't watch the shitty interviewers that are lazy and ask the same 100 questions every fucking time, dude. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, dude. It really isn't, because the only way they're gonna change is if you hit them in their wallet. That's the only thing that these people recognize, dude. Stop supporting their products. I don't want to see anybody go hungry, but we need to raise the fucking bar. The nonsense has to stop. How long are we going to allow them to get away with this shit? Honestly, they need to step up their game. Why is it okay all of us have to break our balls and backs to get the job done, and they can just mail it in. And they have arguably one of the coolest fucking jobs that there is. They travel around the world talking to interesting people who spend their lives communicating on a level that we as human beings don't even begin to understand yet. This is what you do with it? It's a damn shame, man. Really is. I like the fact that this guy was honest enough to saying, fuck the media. This is why I don't talk to all you people. Listen to these dumbass questions that you're asking me. How the fuck can you sit across from somebody and know that you're being that gross, dude? I wonder if those people feel dirty. Do they have to take an extra shower at the end of the night knowing that they mailed it in like that? Knowing that you can't be responsible for the guy's drug use, right? And that's what you'll use. That's what you'll use to make yourself feel better. Well, he was a fucking junkie. He would have killed himself anyway. Maybe you're right, but you didn't help. If you walk by a house that's on fire and there's a bucket of water sitting right there, if you walk by it, you might not be responsible for the fucking fire burning, but you're still an asshole for not even considering to try to help the fucking situation. You're just gonna walk past and make it worse. You're a dick, dude. Honestly. That's not cool. It's not okay. And the babbling and laziness has to fucking end. That should have been the part where as soon as I said babbling, I should have ended the video. That would have been perfect. But in all seriousness, though, dude, I'm not supporting magazines that do this. I only want, like, if you really want to spin me a story, dude, put your fucking work into it and I will support what you do. I will not support laziness. I can't come in here and give you a mailed in video of me jumping up and fucking down about how, how I love this song that I really don't like. Or let's listen to this interview and let's talk about how amazing all of his answers were and not add anything to it. You don't need that. You don't need that in your life. Let's get a little creative. What's wrong with that? Right? I mean, fuck, man. It is a damn shame, and it sucks that I feel like I have to apologize for the length of this video, but this is why I do a podcast, dude. And you know what? Maybe one day I will run out of shit to say, but, I mean, for right now, it's working. I appreciate it. If you would do me the solid, check out my podcast. If you enjoyed this video, it's on Spotify, Anchor.fm, Stitcher, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, TuneIn Radio. Man, it's on 11 different platforms, alright? It's absolutely free. I don't charge for you to listen to it. And, not for nothing, but, see, let me make one more final point and then I'll get off the begging for money shit, because that was from a comment that's been eating me alive for fucking days, because, that's just an asshole thing to say to somebody who comes in here and puts on a fucking show with the amount of content that I put out for free. I ain't begging nobody for nothing, because I put together a fucking Patreon for $1, motherfucker. $1. That's what I get in return. Somebody mad I don't like a song, dude. Ridiculous. But you know what? It is what it is, dude. If you listen to the podcast, right? I've been doing this, and we'll end this here. And I know I'm sorry to be selfish towards the end of the video, but I realize that if I don't plug this, you're never gonna know if I don't tell you, right? Which is why I should be wearing this shit and all that, but whatever. I've been doing this, we're going on 2 years now, and I've almost made it to $15. And I know, oh shit, stop the presses. But no, that's really good, I think, in my humble opinion, because it shows that there's potential there. After $15, I can actually get sponsored by a company outside of Anchor, which could maybe mean more money and actually could open doors to potential opportunities. So what I'm saying to you is, if you have the time, if maybe you're interested, if you want to check out the Laughing at Birds podcast, just by you pressing play and giving it a quick listen, you will be helping me out, getting closer to my goal, and you don't have to spend a fucking dime. You'd absolutely, for free, every Saturday, 5 a.m., UK and J Project. This Tuesday, we're doing a live movie review of Fat Man, the new movie that just came out with Walter Goggins and Mel Gibson. Pretty sure those are the two dudes and a bunch of other people. I don't know their names. I like the one lady that plays Mrs. Claus. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name off the top of my head, but you were the shit. So if you are into movie reviews, do me a favor, check that out. The replay is also available on Anchor and other platforms, so you can look for that. And that's it, man. I think this is like almost a 2-hour video, but you know what? You wanted a video, so you got one. Hopefully you enjoy it. To everybody that does watch it, I appreciate it. If you do check out the podcast, it means the world to me. I really do enjoy doing this, and I'm going to keep doing it. If I can make a living out of it, that's beautiful. But, you know, time will tell. We'll see where it goes. I know I got the heart for it, dude. And I have the heart, the passion, and I have the, what is it? I don't know. The drive, the work. I do it. I get the job done. I'm always in here working on something. So you're in no danger. You're in no danger of missing out on content. I can promise you that. All right, that's it. I'm going to shut up now.